Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. What's Crystal be talking? This is going to be a review two. Is that the thing? Is that what we're doing now? For the Netflix series Insatiable. And yes, you're wondering why are you talking about Insatiable? Look, yeah, I binge watched it, and I'm like, there's no way like I'm gonna keep this to myself because none of my friends have watched it. Okay, and not because they're trying to stick away from the controversy because of this and that, but purely because it was kind of marketed as a girls' show. So I'm not gonna lie to you, none of my boys are gonna be like, yo, fam, let's just go watch Insatiable. I did with my boy Dario. Sorry, I had to call you out, Dario. But yeah, we watched the first 3 episodes at his house, and I was like, you know what, fam? I'm going to binge watch the rest of it because I need to know why everybody hates it. Now, obviously, I know that it's purely because of the trailer. Everybody flipped their shits, like literally because of the whole, oh, she was overweight and now she's going to lose weight, and then now she's cool, and it's only because she lost weight, and all of that kind of side to it. And I understand that controversy, but really and truly, guys, the same people who had an issue about that never saw the series. They literally just jumped into it. Oh, I'm offended. I'm like, all right, bro, chill, bro. Like, you haven't seen the rest of the series. And talking about the rest of the series, like throughout this series, there's a lot worse things that people could be offended by. So it's like, chill. You know, just chill, because if you got offended by that, just wait till the rest of the series. You'll understand like what I'm talking about. This is going to be a spoiler-free review, so I'm literally going to try my hardest to not give away any plot points or any points that could affect your enjoyment of the series, if that kind of makes sense, or just your experience of watching the series. Now, first, I want to try and make this video quite short because I got to go to work. And I know it's Woman Crush Wednesday, so those of you Blackpink fans out there who are watching this video and wondering, why are you making this when you could be making Blackpink videos? We want Blackpink! Then totally understand. I'm actually going to go to work. When I come back from work, I'm going to come back and make you guys a Woman Crush Wednesday Blackpink video because, you know, I gotta do some form of like continuation. What is it? Consistency. The word is consistency. Whew, oh my god, can you tell I've had coffee? Alright, here's the thing. Series, I actually did like it. I'm going to give you the rating straight away, so you like, because most people won't really get to the end. Rating, I give this 6.5, 7 out of 10. Okay, cool. So it's B-, you know? Why? Because I enjoyed it. I managed to binge watch it. There was loads of moments in the series which made me laugh when I thought it was a comedy. And yeah, I'm just gonna say that for those of you who've watched the series, you're kind of gonna get what I'm talking about when I'm talking about like when I thought it was a series. One of the negatives about this, forget about the whole issue with everybody getting all up in their feels and getting triggered about the whole fat shaming thing, is the series near the end didn't really know what it wanted to be. I'm not going to give anything away, no plot points, but some things happen in the last couple episodes where I'm like, this isn't the same thing I was watching from episode 1. And is that a good thing? I don't know. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. Because the way it was handled, it left itself open for a season 2. And now it makes me think, when it gets to season 2, what kind of series is it going to be? Okay, that's one thing. Another thing which I kind of didn't really like was the fact that was this meant to be serious, or is this meant to be funny, or is this meant to be like, are there consequences to people's actions in this? Because there's some moments, or the first 3 quarters of the series has a very Blue Mountain-esque kind of feel to it. If you've seen Blue Mountain State, Blue Mountain-esque, but if you've seen Blue Mountain State, the American football kind of comedy drama satire thing on Netflix, you're kind of gonna get what I'm talking about and what kind of genre this kind of series falls into, because it has like a whole, it has like a Desperate Housewives / Blue Mountain State / like any other E4, if you're from UK, you know what I'm talking about, them E4 series type of humor, which is kind of dry, kind of awkward, very satire, but hey, it hits when it hits hard, and you're just like but then sometimes it's kind of like, that wasn't funny. And it's not like it was offensive, it just wasn't funny. So not all the jokes land, but it was funny enough to carry me through. Another thing is, I feel like it should have been 20-minute episodes. Having it being 40 minutes to an hour long each, it kind of made it feel like if it was rushed. It sounds kind of weird, because it's kind of like you're watching and nothing kind of happens, and then something happens, and you're like, oh, then it's the end, and I'm like, okay, so why did we need 50 minutes? This could have been done in 20 minutes, or whatever happened in those 3 episodes could have been dragged out over 3 episodes. That's how I feel. I feel like as 20 minutes, it would have been a bit better, but it was extremely fast paced. So I don't know if for those of you who've seen it, do you get what I'm talking about? Do you kind of wish it was shorter? Were you happy with the runtime of 45 minutes to an hour of the series? I don't know. And another thing I didn't like, and I know it sounds really weird because I'm saying a lot of things I don't like, but I want to just get this out of the way before I get into the good. Another thing I really kind of didn't like that much was the main character. Patty? Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Her personality got really fucking annoying after like maybe the 2nd episode, because I was like, look, get off your high horse, you're really starting to annoy me. And a lot of the situations that happen later on during the end of the series, it was obvious. It was quite obvious. It was kind of like, no, I saw you going that way. You got loads of screw looses. And I want to kind of leave it at that. Basically, like, her character is very annoying. And I feel like, were they trying to make us have that with her character? Because it's kind of like near the end, people start kind of just telling her about herself, and I'm like, oh, okay, because I was feeling this, I was really feeling that you're fucking annoying, but then it gets kind of resolved-ish. So I don't know. So basically, I didn't like her character, but I think that's what's supposed to kind of happen. So there was that. The good. Now, what I really did like about this series were the supporting characters. The supporting characters were actually quite funny, bar like one Asian girl who just really got on my nerves, and bar a few other people who just seemed very like slapstick, like just really old school dry humor, which I just kind of really didn't like, just over trying too hard. And the reason why that I found that an issue is because some actors were actually trying, and then some actors were just really being this cartoonish version of themselves, where I'm just like, okay, what is going on here? But for those actors, for the members of the cast who were hilarious, I'm just going to talk about Bob Armstrong's like plotline, hilarious. If anything, I personally think that they should have done maybe a bit of marketing him and Bob and Patty, just to kind of them as a whatever the hell they are, because if you watch the series, you know what I mean, whatever the hell they are. But that should have been the marketing instead of the whole, she's lost weight now, because they were asking for people to be triggered and to be offended. And if you were triggered and offended, sit down and watch this series, because you realize there's not really to be triggered and offended, because anything that you feel like, oh my god, I can't believe they did this, they end up kind of making fun. The series is very meta because it knows what it is to a certain degree until the very end, and it takes the piss out of itself for that. It knows that people are going to be offended, so then it makes specific jokes or something to then have it be realized and for them to kind of have a discussion about it. So it's kind of weird, because even though it's very, very silly, they really touch on several different topics and several different things later on to do with these topics, which people would be offended by, but then it's kind of like, no, because of this. So that was also something that I found that was pretty, that I liked as well. So that there was that. Then there's also the whole thing of people are like, oh no, it's very out of touch with teenagers and this and that. And I'm like, it probably is. But you know what? It's also just a show, for fuck's sake. It's just a show. Gosh. People are always going about how like, oh no, like boys, girls and boys, they don't get treated equally, blah blah. And it's kind of like, look, guys, we have loads of really shit shows, very slapstick kind of fart joke kind of humors. For example, I'm going to keep bringing this back to this, but Blue Mountain State, yeah? That series, if you don't know what it is and you watch it and you're not into that kind of humor, you'll be like, this is really offensive. What the hell? All these kind of crazy drugs, all of this. What teenagers actually act like that? Okay, but it has an audience and the audience love it. Not everyone's supposed to enjoy it. Okay, there's that. But now this series, I feel like the same kind of people who would like that would enjoy this series purely because it's just a bit over the top. Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna leave it at that because I really don't want to go into any spoilers, but it is very enjoyable. Literally, you can sit down and you can bang out so many episodes. What I'm telling you, yesterday I literally watched 8 episodes. Fuck me, what was I doing? It was my day off, so it was right. But I watched 8 episodes in a row. And yeah, it was worth it. And also in the last couple episodes, I was like, where is this going? Where is this going? Where is this going? Yeah, so the side characters, very cool. I enjoyed them a lot. They were very necessary to the plot because fuck me, I don't think I could have watched Patty the whole series. I feel like some people will end up, when they end up watching it, they realize, oh man, I wish that they showed us that. I wish they showed us Bob Armstrong. I wish that they showed us like some of the other characters. And yeah, and also yeah. So I want to try. You know what? Later on, maybe at the end of this week, I'll do a spoiler video because then I can actually talk about it properly. Because I actually really want to talk about the characters that I liked and why I liked them, or the scenes that made me laugh the most. Another character I really did like as well was Patty's best friend. I liked her plot and I liked her her relationship with Patty and where that went. I like that near the end of the series, one of the jokes that they have like a really meta moment when they talk about everything that's happened in the episode, and then her friend realizes, oh shit, what have we been doing? Like, and it makes you like, I feel like that moment there kind of changed this series a little bit and made it a bit more serious. But yeah, so I liked her her plot line and what she had, like Bob Armstrong's plot line and what he had. I liked a couple of the other students, and I really liked Bob Armstrong's plot. Like his storyline was so sick. I really connected to that, and I felt for him as well for loads of different moments, if you know what I'm talking about. But Patty, unfortunately, her being the MC, she was also the most annoying character. Were they trying to do that on purpose? I don't know, but she did piss me off quite a bit, to the point of where it's like, I just didn't even want to hear her here. I just didn't even want to hear her talk. I'm just kind of like, all right, cool, just get your scene out of the way. So anytime that they had her moment and then she kind of went off, I was like, oh, thank God, we finally get to see other people. So the characterization of the different characters in the story, really cool. The world kind of building that they did was pretty cool as well, because it sets up for a season 2. But I feel like half the time they're trying to be funny satire, and sometimes they're trying to be serious. For example, there's a moment where like a scene when Bob Armstrong falls out a window from a very tall window, and it looks high, and it almost kind of tries to make it seem like it's a serious thing. Because he falls out, bam, he lands on his back. I'm like, oh my God. Next scene, he's fine. You just kind of laugh about it. The end. Another scene happens where a chick ends up flying off of a van, and then literally, pa, and like she gets hurt, and it's like, oh shit, that was not even the same height in the slightest. It's like, how the hell did Bob, this guy who's shown that he's older, that he's getting tired and he's weak and this and that, and then this young healthy girl who gets thrown off of that, like, I don't know. So like, it's literally, sometimes it's trying to be serious, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's slapstick, sometimes it's, yeah. I would say, if you enjoy slapstick satire, kind of like just silly kind of shows, kind of like Two Broke Girls, or like Blue Mountain State, like those kind of series, like a kind of merge of that / the whole kind of like neighborhood watch kind of style of the show of like Desperate Housewives, then I would say you would enjoy this. It has like sprinkles of all of that. It's not actually as girly as I thought it was, because it really does show everyone's perspective of certain situations, and also it has a lot of deep meaningful moments as well, where it's like, oh rah, like I do get that. Because it's surrounded by a lot of bullshit, like people aren't able to see these kind of like serious moments, or they're not able to take it seriously. But I understood it, and like being somebody who was overweight when I was younger, like I do get it. Like I don't know if I've said this before, but like I don't know, I used to be really overweight, and as a dancer, every time I wanted to perform or anything like that, I found that the people who'd always get chosen were the slimmer people, the people who had like really good abs or great bodies and this and that. And I was just like an overweight kid, but I danced for years. So I've been dancing for I'm 27 now, and I started dancing when I was like 5 years old. So when I was like 14, 15, that was when I was like, ooh, doing amazing. But at the same time, it's like every time I went to a casting or this, that, the people who got chosen were just like the pretty people, the this, that. And it kind of just made me feel really shit about myself, to a point where I just was training all the time. I just wanted to have the six pack. I was like, look, if I looked good, if I had this ideal body, maybe people would look at me different. And it wasn't for the right reasons, definitely not for the right reasons. But I like that this show also shows that as well. That it's like, look, just because the plot is this girl lost weight and should you feel sorry for her? Should you? I don't know. So like it does show you people's mentalities and the reasons for doing stuff, and like what is right, what is wrong, and all these kind of situations, surrounded by a whole bunch of like slapstick, satirical, like kind of fart jokey kind of humor. But hey, I did enjoy it. I do wish that near the end of the series it kind of knew what it wanted to be, because it just suddenly switched up. Good thing, don't know, bad thing. I personally think it's a bad thing. I personally think they should have stuck with the satirical kind of humor, and they could have made it just kind of more ongoing, because now season 2, I feel like it's going to have a very dark theme if it continues to, but it's kind of like, what? Oh, and there was a very dark situation happened at the end of the episode, and then we're supposed to laugh about it, and I was like, it's not funny. It's not funny. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that is my thoughts, my review on this, on Insatiable. I can't speak today. Coffee's running through my brain. But let me know your thoughts on what did you think of the episode. Were you one of the people who were extremely offended at the beginning, and then you watched the series and then you weren't offended, or did you watch it and you were still offended? And if you were offended, why were you offended? What exactly offended you? Because the only thing that was quite offensive was the ending of the series. That, not offensive because it was offensive, but offensive because it was just really poorly written. And that is, so the writing of the series is what's offensive, not really the context of what's going on in the series. But that's my opinion. What I want to know is leave your opinions in the comment box. Also, likes, dislikes, literally give me whatever, because engagement is engagement. So hey, and hopefully I will make a video for an actual full review, so with spoilers, so then we can talk about it properly. If you do want that, do hit me a thumbs up, and do just put down below, oh, we want a full review, I don't know. And if you're waiting for that Blackpink video, stick around for tonight for the latest Blackpink video. Chris still be talking. I'm gonna try and see what else I can kind of speak, what else to watch on Netflix, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.